All right, take two.
Hello and welcome to the 5th episode of Ice in My Veins podcast. This is your host, Jeremy,
This is Patrick.
and we got a lot to discuss. It's been a while since we recorded our last episode, and lots have been happening. It's coming up to the quarter point of the NBA regular season, and we want to discuss about what teams we think did really well at this crossroads and what teams did not, and we could go start off with a game that we actually went to, which was the Toronto Raptors versus the Brooklyn Nets. And how did that go for you, Pat? What do you think about that game?
It was a great experience. We got to see the Nets go up by like 30 points. Got to see Katie and Kyrie cook. I think it got a little bit closer at the end, but I think pretty much throughout they had a big lead. Raptors did not look good at all, actually. Like, Scotty Barnes looked really bad.
I actually been hearing a lot about the Raptors. I've actually watched a lot of their games because my fantasy team does have two of their star players. And I realized that the Raptors has a really bad problem. I think one of their biggest problems is ball movement and getting everyone involved. I believe
the half-court offense.
I think that I saw something like a statistic somewhere that like the Raptors has one of the lowest assists recorded in the league right now, and watching that game it really showed because they would just pass it to somebody and then they would just do an ISO move that would either brick or just would not be a good look, and even if it goes in, right, and that player would most likely be Pascal Siakam, maybe Scotty Barnes here there. OG, and Fred VanVleet doesn't really shoot the ball anymore, and I feel like that's definitely something that hurts a little bit. But what's your take on that?
Yeah, I mean, Barnes had, I think, 7 turnovers.
He did.
Is a lot. It's really hard to win if you give away that many possessions. So.
And it really goes, I think, like, they have size, right? And then I think they're used to playing like being able to play bully ISO ball, but then like for teams that like realize this and like come on the other end, do double team and like do that type of defense, like it goes to show like it causes a lot of turnovers on their team. And I think that's the main factor of it, that like they don't really have a great offensive like routine to be able to move the ball around and get the best look.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah, I mean, and then like, not gonna lie, it's kind of good for my fantasy team if Pascal's like shooting the most shots, and like getting the most boards. But as a team, as trying to get to win, I think they suffer from a lot, and that's definitely shown against the Nets. And yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think Siakam's. I don't think he's that bad of a player to have as your highest like, usage or biggest role on the team. I think it's
definitely
more they just don't really have like solid shooters on the wing,
and
they basically have like all these forwards, right? I feel like they need one or two more shooters.
Exactly, and then like so that's why like whenever Pascal will like drive into the paint, like they don't even gotta guard the wing; they just double team in the paint and make sure that he gets like the worst look possible.
Yeah.
And that really hurts because like their wing shooters are very like questionable. I think they have hot streaks. Like OG's not bad of a wing shooter.
Yeah, he's not bad.
And like Fred, he's proven that he can make threes in those shots because in the past when he did score a lot, he would average like almost like 30s.
Yeah,
right.
I mean,
but like this
really
season,
not
he
that
has
big
been
of a sample for shooting. Like I would expect him to be better going
definitely
forward than
right.
he has been so far. So I think. Yeah, they'll be fine.
And I feel like their bench players, like, I honestly kind of feel like Gary Trent should be in the starting lineup because he is actually a better shooter. I realize that he is a little bit shorter and his defense is not going to be there. But at the moment, like, they need some, like, offensive pressure. I think their defense is fine. They definitely need some offensive pressure to be able to match the scoring, I guess I would say.
Right, but that's the hard thing, right? If you add a bad defender to a good defense, even if it improves the offense, it gives a point of attack for the opposing teams.
Oh yeah,
so you can like really mess up your offense.
But
Or
he's not
really
even
mess up your
that bad of a
defense.
defender because during when he was in there, their lead actually started to gain up a little bit.
Right, that's because he made like three threes in a row.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like like he's like, as long as you're better, like it's about that point differentials, right? If you give up like 1 or 2 points, but you make up that much as an offense, then you still come up positive at the end, right?
Yeah.
And I think that's something that, like, I think Nick Nurse was like seeing from the past seasons was like, okay, our offense is okay. I could put in more like big defenders, but like this season, Scotty Barnes has not been playing to his potential as much, and so has Fred is like kind of the same too. So I think I don't know what's going on. I hope that they fix it and are able to show out more. But they also lost to the Celtics too recently, and that game was close. But like I said, they just couldn't get a good offense going. The Nets looked really good though. I don't like.
Yeah, they lost to the Celtics on Sunday. I don't know if you watched that.
I mean, the Celtics are kind of like the best team in
they
the
are.
league right now.
Top team.
They're dangerous.
They are.
You know, I think Luka in the press conference, there was a quote on TikTok, so I didn't see the actual press conference. But he said the best duo right now is Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum.
Really?
How do you feel about that?
I think like so far to this season, yes, that is true.
I think so, but
I don't know if I would say like going forward that we might pick for the best duo.
Who do you think would be like is their big competitor right now? Say it. You know who it is.
I mean, KD, Kyrie.
No, what the fuck? Not KD and Kyrie.
You think LeBron
and AD, baby.
No, I mean, because LeBron or AD, if you're like assuming that players will stay healthy, it would be Kawhi and Paul George over them. I think both those duos will,
I
like,
think
miss a lot of
Kawhi
time.
is like we haven't seen if he's able to play through his injury like that well yet.
I mean, have we seen that with Anthony Davis?
We have.
Like for like 2 weeks, but I'm saying.
But then
like
Kawhi has not come anything close to that. Even with his he hasn't played a lot of games, right? But like he hasn't like I don't see anything like that he's able to dominate like that just yet. And you know, like AD has a lot of things in his bag that makes him like a better player. And I think that those things aren't necessarily what makes Kawhi like the best player. I think like Kawhi stocks right now are like not very high, and I think that's like very where he's like should be placed at the moment.
Yes, I agree with that. I think the Kawhi stock right now is higher than it was like 2 weeks ago, though, when he was out like indefinitely. Like he is back playing now, so I do think as long as he, if he's like being load managed but still playing consistently, I would say that is like a lot better than if he's just out mysteriously like an indefinitely.
Right. Well, you know. That's why I mean, AD is obviously a hot streak right now, and his stocks have gone up. So that's why I feel like AD and LeBron right now. I feel like are
now. You think AD and LeBron over
the best,
Tatum and Brown?
I think so.
Tatum and Brown have won like double the number of games as AD and LeBron.
But that's because like I think their other players are a lot better. You know what I'm saying? I think
that's fair.
That one of the things that makes Celtics really good is that their like starters are all really solid and then play their role correctly, and then their bench coming in is also like very good.
Yeah, they have like near starter level.
Players. Yeah. Like I wouldn't even say like Derek White's like he's
like
not bad.
Are, like,
you know,
probably probably a little bit better.
Al Horford's really good. You know, and Marcus Smart, I have him on fantasy, and he's actually like a great assister, great passer, great all around player. I think that really meshes well with that team.
Okay, so if you could rank these three duos performances this season so far: AD and LeBron, Kawhi and Paul George, KD and Kyrie, what would be the ranking?
KD and Kyrie.
Yeah.
So those three. I think that okay. I think Paul George and Kawhi shouldn't even be in like comparison because they just haven't any games. Like, you haven't seen anything.
That's valid.
KD and Kyrie. I feel I don't know. I feel like the utility behind what LeBron and AD can do is so much better.
Well, I'm saying so this season so far.
This season,
yeah,
I'll take LeBron and AD right
for number one.
For number one,
okay.
Oh, I think Jason Tatum and Jaylen are like
right. Sorry, I meant out of the three.
Out of the three, right. But like Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown obviously are number one right now because they've had so much to show for it. Yeah. But I think like AD and LeBron are like slowly climbing up, and it's like they're really good, and like not even just like physical players, but like they just have like high IQ. Like I like their shots that they're taking. They're passing the ball around, and AD with like 55 points. I mean that's wild. 17 rebounds. That's like something that's like even star like MVP level players, like that's very difficult for them.
True.
LeBron throwing up the chalk.
Yeah, we got to see if AD gets his first bucket.
AD gotta get this first bucket. I have a lot of high hopes, and yeah. But also Anthony Davis, I saw like a statistic that Anthony Davis is not the same player he played before, because this is the first time where he's like kind of the main center. Before he was more of a power forward. He's kind of changed role, and I think that is a lot better to fit for him. But at the same time, it's risky because like injuries are a lot more prone in the paint, I would say.
I'm not really sure that there is. I know that would be like the conventional wisdom, because you're more like
you're more bumping
in the.
But I think just because it's more it's more crowded where you are.
Yeah.
So like the odds that someone's gonna hit you, who's gonna like obviously like you could get injured anywhere, so it's not really like. But I'm saying like back when his play style was more of a power forward and he was taking like fadeaway shots, he doesn't get injured on those plays. He gets injured when he's like driving to the paint.
Yeah,
and,
I think physical. It probably like,
oh
like
no,
hurts more to play
with
center,
the ball.
But I don't know if you actually get more like long-term significant injury.
Okay, I need a break here.
Yeah, all it takes is one miss, and then.
Yeah. Right. Exactly.
Ooh,
this is a bad shot.
This is good defense from the Lakers. Ooh.
Oh no, it was Mobley. I got the wrong center.
Honestly, that was a good shot for the defense
if AD scores here, then I'm actually gonna be pissed.
Is that Lonnie Walker Jr.?
It is Lonnie Walker. Lonnie Walker's actually been doing well too. Oh, it was LeBron. It wasn't even.
That was actually a really nice cut.
It was a really nice cut. All right, so the next game I want to talk about is the Mavs versus Pistons game.
Mm-hmm.
So this game, I did have a parlay on. I took Mavericks money line where
this was
when they lost.
Yeah.
And I think, and they had all their players. No one was really injured, and they lost. And I was like, how is someone like Luka, like MVP candidate, losing to the Pistons where Bob Donovich is your like point guard? You know what I'm saying? I'm like,
it's a team sport.
It's so like wild to me. It is a team sport, obviously, but at the same time, like Luka, come on, what's going on? And
so you blame Luka for that?
No, I don't blame Luka. I blame obviously his side. Like he scored a lot.
The supporting cast.
The supporting cast. Yeah. But at the same time, like I feel like a leader in that situation should be like good enough to kind of like change the outcome of their situation. And also he did miss 2 like game-winning free throws to seal the deal, and that's definitely something I feel like an MVP candidate should not be doing. Right?
That's true.
So I think that like definitely questions him into play. I remember earlier on the season that I said Christian Wood was a good fit for them, and I don't think that I was necessarily wrong.
Of course not. I mean, you've never been wrong before, so.
But I think that like the way they mesh together right now is not working, and they got really figure out. I think Christian Wood needs to figure out how to become a bigger threat, like for scoring wise, so that Luka like doesn't always get double teamed.
Yeah, I mean the thing is, whether Christian Wood is good or bad, he's just not the solution to like fix all their problems.
So what do you think is like a solution?
Like way better role players.
I mean, the thing is like, okay, Tim Hardaway.
Another ball handler
would be really good.
Yeah,
they traded Jalen Brunson out.
I know. Well, they did not re-sign him.
I think like I think what they need is similar to what the Celtics have, where like Jason Tatum has Jaylen Brown, who's able to like handle the ball and score like tough shots too. Does that make sense? If they had like a Jaylen Brown caliber player,
yeah, I understand what you're saying.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
That is able to like mitigate the threat, right? Because like Smart is not like, I wouldn't say he's also a ball handler, but he's not like known for cooking people, right? He's known for like just like creating some offensive, like just dishing it out. And I don't think that's not necessarily what the Mavericks need. I think they need like a bigger threat, like an equal threat to like Luka. Because, like, Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown will both, like, score, like, similar points, like, on their team, right? In, like, the 30s. Like, high 20s, 30s. And I think that's, goes to show, like, that when they do, like, that they're an equal enough threat where, like, Jaylen Brown obviously has a easier job to score, so their score will be equal. And I think that's definitely something that's...
Yeah, I mean, I agree with that, but I also think, honestly, they would be really good even if they had, like, a way worse supporting cast than the Celtics. Because the Celtics have a really, really good team, like, 1 to 8. I think, like,
definitely.
Even if Luka just had, like, above average role players.
Oh, get the rebound.
And, like, one other sub-all-star player that was, like, better than Spencer Dinwiddie. They would be, like,
that's
way
true.
better than they are right now. Like, I don't think Luka needs, Malcolm Brogdon and, like, Derek White and Al Horford, like all those pretty strong like secondary players. I think they just need, I said, better than like Spencer Dinwiddie and Christian Wood.
And I remember you saying that like Luka should think about requesting a trade.
I think. Luka
do you still have that opinion?
I think it'd be funny.
I think it would be funny. Where do you think he would go?
That's a great question. I don't even know because like he's not American, right? So he doesn't really have any like loyalty to any cities. Yeah, it's like he like grew up in the L.A. area, so he wants to go back there, or like
Well, I mean, his favorite fast food restaurant is In-N-Out Burger, so maybe, like, the
Warriors.
Bro, no, don't go there. If he goes to Warriors, I'm selling my Luka jersey, bro. I can't support that. I think what if he went to the Kings?
Go for De'Aaron Fox.
I think that like no, we keep De'Aaron Fox.
Oh, you want to keep?
But like sell your future. Because like the Mavs are not gonna win a ring without like help with Luka, right? So sell your future, and then, possibly like the Kings are actually doing really well right now. They're like
they're doing all right.
And so like say you had like De'Aaron Fox and Luka with Kevin Huerter on the wing, that'd be a pretty good team. Sabonis too.
Yeah,
like I think that's a championship winning team right there.
That's what I was saying. I think there is an interesting question of like, what's the worst team you could swap Luka for their best player, and they would be like a championship contending team, right? I think it's right. I kind of think
what if the Pistons? The Pistons obviously have like
they would not be.
Yeah, right.
They
exactly.
Would, like, still be a kind of garbage team. I kind of think like the Hawks are a decent answer for that.
You think
so?
If
you took the Hawks and swapped Luka for Trae, I think they would be really good.
I think so, but like Trae's being a little bitch right now.
I know.
So actually,
that's a segue.
That could be a segue to trade back though. But would you really do trade?
Trae villain arc, like his stock is plummeting right now.
Honestly, if Luka went to the Hawks, I'd be a Hawks fan.
That would be sick.
That would be sick.
He could.
He was supposed to.
Like he was drafted by the Hawks,
but then they traded him
for Trae.
For Trae. Yeah. So that's crazy that like the Hawks.
But kind of fumbled the bag there.
But do you think Luka has the Atlanta energy? He definitely has the Dallas energy, but I don't know. Atlanta's a little different,
I guess the other thing is like Luka will not get traded.
Yeah, no,
it's the same as Kevin Durant this summer, where like even if he was like I'm requesting a trade, like I will.
Well, you could do like the Harden. You could do the Harden thing.
Yeah, but the thing is, like, that was I think kind of unique situation where the player was willing to go really far to get traded. Like Harden was not trying at all. And then he did the same thing in Brooklyn where he wasn't trying at all and they traded him the Sixers.
Yeah, I think Luka's proven himself to be a really good player and like he could just start selling it to have this energy.
I think the KD thing this summer, right, where he was like, you have to trade me, like it's an ultimatum.
That's because,
and he was still willing to play, right? He just was saying he wanted to get traded. The Nets were like, we're not going to trade you.
But I think that's because KD's at a higher like reputational celebrity, where I feel like that's not but like Harden is like closer to Luka in like their like star potential. Like people like Kevin Durant is like the East Coast like LeBron, right? One of the most famous basketball players, right? And same with Steph Curry and stuff. So, like, they have some type of like moral compass to follow. I think that like Harden doing it is frowned upon less because he's not like one of the figureheads for the NBA.
Yeah, and I mean, I also just think Harden was willing to go farther with it, where he was like, kind of not showing up, like was like all chubby. I don't really think Luka will request a trade, and I think if he did, he wouldn't get traded. So
yeah, I mean,
but it does. I would like to see him on a team that's better.
Yeah, definitely, because I feel like he's dying. Like losing to Pistons, bro. Come on.
Yeah.
And that sold my bet, and I was super pissed that day. So
yeah, let's talk Trae Young.
What
are your thoughts on the Trae Young situation?
I think, well, I don't like Trae Young, right? Wait, Jared Allen's playing?
Yeah, he is playing. He was
I thought he was out.
activated today.
No assist. All right, so Trae Young, I don't like Trae Young because I think his personality and the way he plays the game is shit.
I feel like that's becoming like the consensus opinion on him.
Definitely. And
like the past 3 days.
So Knicks fans have been on this for a while, but now people get to see what type of person Trae Young is. Like he's not, like he just has like not good energy around him. I feel like he has like, how like little people have like this internal rage in them, like that like they're salty about like everything. You know what I'm saying? Like short people.
Yeah, like people that are like 5'6", 5'7".
Bro, I'm tall for an Asian, first of all. Okay, I don't have that. But yeah, it's like he's giving off that type of energy, and I think that like it's like I'm like, bro, suck it up. And he hasn't been playing that well this season too. To like,
yeah, compared to his standards.
And I feel like it was kind of like a Westbrook situation, where like he wanted to be the star player, but if he's not performing up to that standard, and they make changes, then like he's gonna be upset. And I think, like Westbrook took the back seat, but like I think Trae, like Westbrook's old, right? So like I think it was his kind of his time.
This year versus Westbrook this year.
Okay, it's like it's very different,
close to comparable.
But it's like it's a similar situation because Trae is still young, right? So it's kind of like I think he's really upset that it's this early in his career that like he's kind of getting like by like having arguments with management on like his position in the franchise.
Or I don't know if he wants to play, but historically in the NBA has played a role where he is like one of the highest usage players in the league.
Well, yeah, but but like so why do you think that they don't want him to be that high usage?
I think it's
if he was such
a coaching thing, right?
Yeah, no, it's a coaching thing. But why do you think that the coach made that decision? If he was such a great player, like then like he's a star, he gets to do whatever he wants, right? But like obviously he's not performing up to his standard.
Yeah, I don't even know if I would like. The thing about the high usage to me is almost more about his teammates than the coach. Like it honestly is like there's really not that much you can complain about Trae Young's offense, whether you think it's like hero ball or not. Like statistically, when he's on the court,
it works because the percentages match up to the points.
I think the thing that I would get, this is all just like a guess, but there would be more like arguments with the coach about is like the defensive effort,
right?
Because he's like really also similar to like historically his offense has always been good his team's offense has always been good when he's on the court. The team's defense has always been bad. So
yeah, so I think
and
like
even like just watching, he sometimes does not try or like so.
Right, and he's not like the most like I think strong or heavy, so he gets
or tall as you mentioned.
But like there's people who are like shorter, but like they're like more built, so they're
like JJ Barea.
Yeah, sure, but I was thinking more. Oh yeah, I don't know, but like I was thinking more like Desmond Bane, for example.
True. Well, I think Desmond Bane is like decently taller than Trae. Really?
No, I don't think so. I think they're like similar height, but he literally has like double his arm size.
That's fair. But I mean, wingspan matters a lot. So
it's true. So let me see what I have to talk about.
So overall, you think the Trae hate is deserved?
Oh yeah, of course. But I'm a Knicks fan.
You think it's been deserved, and people are just catching up to reality?
Yeah, because he has like a little child energy. You know what I'm saying? Do you see the like every time like he gets salty so quick, and he's like always like trying to be tough and shit. And like, bro, no one's even trying to be tough. Like, do you remember like he bumped into Zion, his glasses fell off, and he was like mad dogging him kind of. He was like, I don't give a fuck. But like Zion was just standing there, bro. You ran into him and got bodied because you're so small. And I was like, dude, this guy like screams like short person like energy, and
short man syndrome.
Short man syndrome. And when he popped off, it's not because he does good. It's because he like it's kind of like a revenge type of thing where like because he gets like so much hate from people, right? Because a lot of people don't like Trae Young. He's kind of like every time he does good, he's like, yeah, I'm better than what you think I am, right? It's not like I'm the GOAT. That's not the same energy that like Kobe puts out. Like, you know what I'm saying? I think that like is like a vibe of why he's like like hated as a player, right? It's not his pop outs aren't like, yeah, you know. It's like I think a little bit like that's like that type of energy. But overall, well, I'm curious to see what like comes from this situation. I don't think
my guess
much.
Be nothing.
Yeah, I don't think much
outside of people not liking Trae Young.
Yeah, I mean, you know, like I feel like the only people who like Trae Young are like
Hawks fans
or like middle school kids.
Yeah,
you know, like it's like I don't think I know an adult person that likes Trae Young. But yeah, you know, I feel like that's just the way it is.
Adult men who like Trae Young are cringe.
They are cringe. They're like, it's just like the whole energy of it. You know, the whole like, you know, it's like, why you choose him out of everyone? I feel like his like personality is not as good, and all those things like lead up to like, you know, I feel there's definitely better people in the NBA to represent, you know, what a basketball player should be. And, you know, and I think like a lot of the clips, it's so funny because even from, I don't even blame Trae Young that much because a lot of the clips from him in like high school or like, you know, even in like high school, I don't know, did he go to college, right?
Yeah, he did.
In college, it's
He's
all
really
a lot of it
player,
was like the fan just screaming "fuck Trae Young," you know, or like even in high school, and then like every time he would make a buck, he'd look at the crowd and be like, "Yo, what's good?" And I think like he's kind of built that like type of like that's why he like tries so hard to be good, is not to like. I don't know him personally, obviously, but like I'm not. It's like part of it. His motivation is to silence the haters, and there's a way of going about it where like I'll silence you and I'll stay quiet. You know, I don't have to like showboat and rub in your face, but he does though. You know, and I think that's why a lot of people don't like.
Do you think it's disrespectful?
Well, I think people are disrespectful for him, so it's equal. Yeah. But then, like as an NBA player who's on like a great stadium, you need to kind of take the high road, and then people like respect that. You know.
So how do you feel about like the Luka whining to refs?
Well, everyone whines to refs.
Luka like might be the biggest like ref whiner.
He is, and also he like whenever he does it, he looks like he's like a little baby throwing a tantrum. But I mean, I understand it. You know, I feel like when you're, I think a lot like so like I said, like when he doesn't get a call, he'll like toss his feet and be like, what the heck, right? I think that's a lot like less like he's crying to the ref and more like frustration that his team is not doing. He's like putting in so much work and his team has not been outputting good results. I think there's a lot of frustration in that, and he's like, and then I think that like it's kind of like internalized to be like oh my god, everything's going wrong. You know, I'm trying to control. Like he's trying to control his situation as much as he can, but then like the results aren't getting there. Right, and I think that's definitely like I think that's why people like to say he's crying, you know. But I feel like a lot of great players, they do like whine to the refs, and because they're always trying to get the win, you know, no matter what. And I think there are like people who like I think like the Luka haters aren't as much, but the ones that are there, you know, like everyone wants to silence their haters, everyone wants to be the best. So I don't say too much about it.
Okay, so you don't have a problem with that, though?
No, of course not.
That's valid. Yeah. That was a good explanation.
Yeah, and also he'll still play, and he'll still drop, like, triple-doubles, you know. But Trae Young, bro, he'll just, like, cry in the corner. Be a little bitch about it, so I don't know. Yeah, but, you know. And this is also the, you know, speaking of not playing, I've been injured for about...
You've been
3 weeks
on like the Yahoo Fantasy.
Yeah,
not even GTD. It's
out. I've been on the IL probably.
Yeah,
I
that's
missed
true.
more than 3 games.
On the waiver wire.
Or no, yo, that's fucked up. That's disrespectful.
Dude, they don't want to use an IL spot.
Dude, I'm the 4th round pick, bro. It's already confirmed. But yeah, and so my ankle, I chose my ankle.
Grade 2 sprain.
Grade 2 sprain.
A lot of people said it was grade 1. Those people don't know what they're talking about.
They don't, because I
fake experts.
Yeah, the fake experts.
You felt like it was a grade 2 sprain. So
I felt it was
a grade 2 sprain.
And it identified as a grade 2 sprain. So
Yeah.
you saying it's not has
It's problematic.
It's problematic.
Yeah.
It's you're silencing the voices of the minority, But yeah, so I'll be back tomorrow. Will be my first day back.
Is that confirmed? I think you should take another day of rest.
I'm probable.
Probable.
GTD probable.
Okay,
and
that's pretty
I
likely.
think I'm just already thinking about what I'm gonna put in the chat to say
You're
your boy's back. I was gonna change my the Yahoo notifications LeBron is healthy. I was just gonna take a clip of that and be like, but I think it's very exciting because it's a very big anticipated out. I feel like a lot of people have missed me from the ball sessions. They they came to see a star play. And a lot of things been going on in our ball sessions apparently. Like Patrick's been doing really well, which is very rare. And I'm coming to stop it. I'm Batman, and you're Bane when
taking over the city.
Taking over the city in my absence.
After I injured you.
That's true.
You've been in the well.
I'm climbing up the well, dude. I'm climbing up. I gotta take that leap of faith, and I'm coming back, saving the day,
Someone did ask me about your ankle on Sunday. They were like, "Is Jay-Way's ankle okay?"
Oh yeah,
he'll be back soon. They were like, "Word."
Yeah, of course.
That was the at least as far as I've heard, the only discussion of missing you. That
bro, they're not like my mom or something.
Yeah.
So I'm just saying, I feel like my presence there is very it'll be a warm welcome back.
I'm sure.
But if you came back, it'd be
crickets.
Oh, you were gone. No, I'm just playing. Yeah, Pat, that's a good guy. I think. But I think my stats on the rebound boards is that making go down. I'm not gonna lie. I'm more worried about my defense too, because
Me too. But even when you're healthy, that's my worry.
Yeah. So I'll probably have to stay on someone who is slower and less shifty. That's what I'm thinking. LeBron rebound.
Or you could just I know you normally put a lot of effort on defense and really focus, but you could just take it easy on defense.
Yeah, and I'm probably gonna play every other game. Restrict minutes. Because
just if someone cuts, just let them.
Yeah.
There's a screen. Don't call it out. I know it's not at all how you normally play, but
I call out my screens. I call out the screens. I actually am one of the people who actually call out screens. No one else calls out screens.
That's not true.
What the heck was that shot?
Austin Reeves air ball.
Austin Reeves has a southern accent.
Really, I did not know. I've never heard him speak
Dude,
before.
so weird.
I feel like he kind of plays like me.
He kind of does. He's I know why they call him hillbilly, I don't know, they call him
hillbilly Kobe or whatever.
Kobe or something, yeah, or redneck Kobe or something like that. He actually has a really thick southern accent.
Damn, I did not know that.
Yeah, I didn't know that because I think he just being playing for the Lakers. You think I don't know that he.
There's a lot of players where I have no idea what their voices are like.
Yeah, I feel even some players their voices change, so you'll hear them talk in years ago, and then you'll hear them now, and you'll be like, "Dang, that sounds really weird." And I think LeBron's voice got kind of kind of different. I think he got a lot deeper,
really
a lot more rustic. I don't know. That's just my point of view.
Kawhi has kind of a funny voice. I don't know if you ever heard his.
Do you hear about the picture that LeBron stepped out of a press conference because he posted a picture of one of the I think the NBA owners or something. He was at you know what I'm saying? And then he's
I know what you're talking about, but you have 3 different facts about this story wrong.
Okay, so LeBron posted a picture.
No.
About somebody.
I love it. You have an opinion about this without knowing any of the details.
Okay, tell me the fucking details then.
So, I mean, this is just stupid, like NBA media drama. I don't even really think it's like it was an NFL owner.
Oh, NFL owner. Okay.
Jerry Jones is the owner of the Cowboys.
Right. Okay.
Probably it's the most valuable franchise in American sports and probably the most popular.
And he posted a picture of it. Was like they're trying to like block the.
I don't even really know
students
like,
from
the
it.
Situation was, but like I don't think Jerry Jones was one of the people like
blocking it
because
he said so. He says that he was just there because he was just wanted to see what was going on.
Right.
But I think that's definitely a bad look to be in that picture, and you're also
definitely.
You're on the wrong side. You know.
Yeah. It's just like.
But you know, I think I think it was a little bit outplayed a little bit. Oh, dude, that's a
classic LeBron block.
Oh, this is a point too.
It's kind of coming back here.
Yeah. But yeah, and I think that I think that's a very interesting segment.
Do you know why he brought that up?
Because of Kyrie's situation.
Yeah,
they always ask
me about Kyrie,
but you never asked me about why I posted this picture about
It's kind of stupid though because
I think it's not the same
played
situation.
With Kyrie on the same team in the NBA versus a guy who owns a team for a totally different sport.
That is true.
It's like why weren't you asking about this? It's less related to you.
It
even
is.
Though
it
is
a
valid. It's a valid question. I think in general, the NBA media is so annoying to players and just constantly fishes for drama. That I do understand, especially if you're a LeBron tier, level of attention, just being annoyed with them.
Yeah.
Or, they make the same logical fallacies and stupid arguments to get him to say something dumb that he's doing by comparing those two situations. So I get it, but that's kind of.
And then I feel I think there's a lot of media stuff about that playoff players don't like the media and then they walk out and stuff. Yeah. And I actually stumbled upon this it was the movie was called Ted Lasso and
it's a TV show.
It's a TV show.
This is a really famous TV show.
Okay, whatever. Okay,
most people have heard of this TV show.
Okay, it's the Ted Lasso, but there's a scene where he talks about practice.
Yeah.
And then it was very similar to the Allen Iverson.
Practice
speech.
That was a reference.
It was a reference to that. It wasn't because of just it just happened.
So in Ted Lasso, he is saying exactly what Allen Iverson said.
Oh, it was word to word.
The Sixers.
Well, I didn't watch the. Okay, I didn't watch the Ted Lasso thing. I saw a clip on fucking TikTok. Okay, so I searched the Allen Iverson speech on YouTube, and I was like, there's a lot of things to talk about.
It's an unhinged rant from
No, it wasn't an unhinged rant.
It's kind of unhinged.
No, it's not. I think
I understand what he's saying
because I think the media always wants to paint these players as in a certain way depending on what they want. They pick and choose, right? Yeah. And I think that's why they these players get upset with the media and asking certain questions. And I think part of a job is I feel the media for NBA is the paparazzi to regular celebrities where you can use them to help you, but then at the same time they are there to find a scoop so they can hurt. So it might hurt you in
it's not. It's just that they don't care.
They don't care, right?
It's about the story, not about the people.
It's not about the people, and I think that's what that is. I think that's something that I believe we should go away from.
We're members of the NBA media also. If you think about it.
We are, but but I feel we're respectable.
Spend 10 minutes talking about how Trae Young has short man syndrome and how he's a little bitch.
But I'm not.
You did
okay, I'm not reporting on this.
Off
okay?
in the corner crying.
That's because I personally have a bias toward Trae Young. As a reporter, you're supposed to be unbiased, but they like to pretend they're unbiased, but they're actually biased.
Okay, so you're saying because you're transparent about your bias, it's not problematic.
No, but then when you're trying to promote yourself as an unbiased news reporter,
like a factual,
and you're saying that something about a player, right? Then it's kind of are you kind of stating it as a fact over an opinion?
That's true. You did say I don't personally know Trae. This is just what I think he's like.
I'm sure that if you're buddies with Trae Young, he's a great guy, right? Whatever. But I think for the most mass of players, that's not that's not what I like to see in my basketball players.
That's valid. You're allowed to have preferences.
Yeah. Another thing was Chris Paul.
Chris K. Okay. I'm gonna go.
What time is it?
It's 8:02.
Okay. All right.
As much as I would love to unpack
Wait, this is our icebreaker.
like Chris Paul, Kim K. I think
Kim K. Okay, what is your opinion on what happened?
I think it's probably just cap from Kanye.
I think it's semi-cap.
What does semi-cap mean?
You know, they might have like hung out, like got like food or something, or hung out at a party together, but then maybe nothing came from it. You know?
Okay, so you're saying it's not like completely out of nowhere, but it's partially from Kanye.
Maybe like there was at like a party house, and then like Chris Paul and like Kim K were just hanging out, like talking about something, and then like Kanye walked in and was like, "What's going on?" And he's like crazy and stuff. But then something actually was well intended.
That's a reasonable take. Or it was totally innocent.
So it was misconstrued, and I think that it's kind of funny though. Do you hear that Kanye has to pay $200K a month in child support, and which goes back to his song, which he predicted it. 18 years. 18 years. She got 4 of your kids. Got you 18 years.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, exactly.
That's true.
But at least he knows it's his. Well, most likely. Yeah. So, yeah. But does that cover everything I really want to talk about?
I think so. Any good parlays recently?
Yeah, I've been kind of cold in my parlays.
That's so weird.
I would just miss but I'm close but cold though. You know what I'm saying?
That's how they get you.
I missed by one leg by like 1 point. It's kind of but you gotta shoot
your shot.
Yep. Oh, good layup.
All right.
Is that it? Yeah. Okay. So, all right. That concludes our 5th episode of Ice in My Veins podcast. That was a great time. What did you think of this session, Pat? It was good.
I thought it was great.
All right.
What do you think?
I thought it was solid. A little. I feel like I had more things to talk about, but I'm being censored by the media right now. So
I told you I had to leave at 8 p.m. and it's 8:05. Maybe if you had spent less than 15 minutes talking about Trae Young, you could have fit in some of your other topics, or we just save them for the next episode.
Yeah. That's true. Holiday season's coming up. All right.
I'm killing the recording.
Wait. The outro was shit because so you have to cut up this whole section, And I'll do that. Okay, so well that concludes this episode of Ice in My Veins podcast. I'm your host, Jeremy Way.
It's Patrick.
Keep it icy, New York.
That was a great outro.